In fact, I think we had an earlier conversation on the SSNIT matter where you talked about the facts. But now it seems you have progressed a lot. You are planning a demonstration?
Yes, absolutely. I can confirm to you that the Ghana Police Service has been notified by this notice of demonstration dated the 23rd of May, 2024. The Greater Accra Regional Police Commander has been served a notice formally in compliance with the Public Order Act 1994, Act 491. Under the Public Order Act, you must notify the police 4 days to your intended demonstration. It is notification. Often I hear people say permission. It's not permission. Nobody can grant us permission. We have an inherent right under the Constitution to demonstrate. It is our fundamental right to demonstrate. And nobody can take that away from us. So we have notified the Ghana Police Service. The reason why we have added a demonstration, which is another layer of the resistance, we have entered into another phase of this national resistance, is because the latest documents I've intercepted reveal that despite my petition to Shraj, the nation records at SSNIT are going ahead to finalize the deal.
They haven't stopped?
They haven't stopped. They're going ahead to finalize the deal to the Honorable Bryan Acheampong. Indeed, the letters I've intercepted show that the management of these hotels have been told to hold themselves in readiness to be interviewed by Bryan Acheampong's Rock City to open their books so that they can do the final due diligence and take over these hotels. You know that, unfortunately, Shraj does not have the powers to injunct. So Shraj cannot place an injunction on SSNIT. Shraj can only probably expedite the investigations and then get their report to be implemented. And it is after they've concluded with their investigations that we will see some action. But we do not want to be sloppy. We do not want to be taken by surprise and be presented with a fait accompli. That is why we have launched deep into the next phase of the resistance. And I can assure you that this demonstration is going to be mammoth. It will be massive. If by the 18th of June, 9 a.m., the president has not called his appointees to order, because you see, without prejudice to the Shraj investigations, this president can ask his appointees, those who are selling, and the appointee who is buying, to back off this deal. I mean, how on earth will you dare sell these hotels, which are profitable, which belong to all of us? You don't consult us, you don't engage us. Organized labor has said clearly that they were opposed to this from day one. At the board, they told them to halt the transaction. They have issued a statement, the 20th May press conference by organized labor. It stated clearly.
That's why I'm surprised they said they are going ahead.
That they asked them, but it's not the first time they are going ahead. You recall that in the statement, organized labor says that they asked them at the board to halt the deal. Until my expose, they didn't know that SSNIT had gone ahead and had already even selected the Honorable Bryan Acheampong's Rock City. They didn't know. So, look, this country, we will not accept a situation where a cabinet minister or any appointee of President Akufo-Addo, for that matter, thinks that they can engage in state capture and grab what belongs to all of us. These hotels were built by our sweat and toil as Ghanaian workers. Labadi Beach Hotel paid dividends of 25 million only last year. Only last year. The year before, 10 million. I have been looking at the books at GRA, checking with my sources. Rock City has not paid anywhere near, even in terms of taxes, what Labadi Beach Hotel has paid in dividends. If you take Ridge Royal Hotel Also very profitable, doing very well, recently renovated in Cape Coast. Even La Palme and Elmina, which appear to be struggling on paper. Has anybody told you about the current value of the land? These are fixed assets. In Ghana, land is always appreciating. Beachfront land, prime land. If you see some of the evaluation figures, how much they are offering these hotels to the Honorable Bryan Acheampong. He wants to buy Elmina for only $5 million. 60% shares. So cheap. This is a giveaway. Total giveaway is just being handed over. Look, we cannot have a situation where, despite established decisions by our courts and by SHRAJ on conflict of interest. And I have here the famous Richard Anani decision. That is when it comes to conflict of interest involving ministers. That is the locus classicus. That is the most celebrated SHRAJ decision.
Okay.
The panel chaired by Miss Anna Bosman, acting commissioner, who is now ambassador in France, Mr. Richard Kwesi, deputy commissioner, Ms. Abna Bonsu, director legal. If you come to page 22, when they discuss conflict of interest, they said, this is SHRAJ. Under Article 284 of the Constitution, conflict of interest refers to a situation where a public official's personal interest conflicts with or is likely to conflict with the performance of the functions of his or her office. In the Commission's view, therefore, a conflict of interest includes 1. Any interest or benefit, financial or otherwise, direct or indirect. 2. Participation in any business transaction or professional activity. 3. An incurring of any obligation of any nature or an act or omission which is or appears or has a potential to be in conflict with the proper discharge of a public official's duties in the public interest. It is also the view of the Commission that a conflict of interest occurs when a public official attempts to promote a private or personal interest for himself or herself or for some other person. The promotion of the private interest then results or is intended to result or appears to be or has the potential to result in the following: I, an interference with the objective exercise of a person's duties, and I, improper benefit or an advantage by virtue of his or her position. The Commission has held that a public official breaches this provision not only where there is actual conflict of interest. Let's listen to this carefully. Not only where there is actual conflict of interest, but also where there is a likelihood of conflict of interest. Now, we all know how SHRAJ concluded and some of the far-reaching recommendations they made. If I come to paragraph 9.2, page 39, recommendations. This is what SHRAJ said in the Anani case. And Anani was not this blatant. Anani, did not say that he wants all our hotels. You remember the Anani matter with Alexandra O'Brien, and the payments to her and all of that, and engaging her to be a consultant for Ghana and all of that, and he got personal. They had a scandalous sexual affair. Nowhere near the scale of what we are discussing now. But listen to the recommendations. Page 39. The Commission recommends that the President of the Republic severely sanction the respondent. The respondent is Anani, by relieving him of his post as Minister of State for abusing his power and bringing his office and government into disrepute, which President Kufuor complied with. Anani was removed, remember. 2. The Commission recommends that the Honorable Minister apologizes to Parliament for misleading Parliament. Are you aware that the Honorable Bryan Acheampong has violently breached the constitutional provisions under Article 78 and Article 98? He was supposed to apply to the Speaker to get a certificate to hold an office of profit. He didn't.
They said it's not holding an office. It's not an executive member of the company. It doesn't get involved in the day-to-day run.
It's neither here nor there. It's total hogwash. If you look at the articles of incorporation, he is one of 2 directors. He is the sole shareholder, and he's the sole beneficial owner. He has not relinquished himself of the interest in the company. He is. All profits come to him. All profits come to him. In any case, this business of he is not involved in day-to-day administration, this transaction is taking place far away from him, he's not really aware of what is going on. The chiefs of Edina have exposed him. They have exposed him big time. My favorite intercepted document now is this letter signed by Nana Kojo Kondua VI, the Omanhene of Edina traditional area. And it's a petition to the Director General of SSNIT and the Chief of Staff, Jubilee House. And this is what the Venerable Nana states. Settlement of Golden Beach Resort land at Elmina. It has come to the notice of the Edina Traditional Council that the Golden Beach Resort Elmina has been offered for sale. This is when Honorable Bryan Acheampong, Member of Parliament for Abetifi constituency, visited the site with the investors. Our main concern is that the land on which the resort is situated is the property of the Edina Traditional Council. We are therefore calling your attention so that we all could solve the matter amicably. Yours faithfully signed Nana Kojo Kondua VI, Omanhene of Edina Traditional Area. And this is copied to the Chief Executive Officer.
So you were seeing with investors there?
Omanhene says he saw him with his investors. He comes there preparing to take over. So, who is the Honorable Bryan Acheampong deceiving? Why is he lying to us? Because I have no... I mean, why would the Paramount Chief be making these claims? I mean, why will he concoct? The Omanhene says he saw him feely with investors coming to take over the hotel on the land that... And according to the Omanhene, because it was going to be a hotel for Ghana, for SSNIT, they did not demand full compensation for the land. They virtually just gave it out. Now that he's seeing that an individual is going to have it, it's no longer going to be for all of us. He said, come down and come and let's sit. Come and let's sit. So, again, the Honorable Bryan Acheampong is exposed by the Edina Traditional Council. This claim that, oh, he's not involved, he doesn't really have an interest in it, he doesn't know what the Rock City people are doing. Please, he should go and tell this to the chiefs of Edina, who are seeing him coming there with his investors. Now, let me go back to the Shraj recommendations. So, Shraj also said that the Commission recommends that the Honorable Minister apologizes to Parliament for misleading Parliament. 3. The Commission recommends that the Honorable Minister apologize to the government and the people of Ghana for bringing the office into disrepute. 4. The Commission recommends that ministers, deputy ministers, ministers of state, with or without portfolio, within 2 months of taking office, take a compulsory course on conflict of interest, which the Commission, in conjunction with other bodies, will provide together with their chief directors and other key staff such as special assistants. 5. The Commission strongly recommends that the practice whereby ministers cultivate special assistants and move with those special assistants when they change portfolios cease forthwith, unless those special assistants are paid directly from the consolidated fund. Far-reaching recommendations. Far-reaching recommendations. Including a further comment where the Commission says that the Commission is concerned with the state of the law on corruption in our law books. In its present state, the law cannot provide the necessary deterrence for achieving zero tolerance for corruption. The Commission recommends that the necessary processes be initiated to upgrade our laws to meet the AU minimum standards as contained in the AU Convention on preventing and combating corruption and related offenses. This is 18 years ago. And you see how matters have rather gotten worse. 18 years ago. All these recommendations are not being followed. These ministers are clearly not going for courses on conflict of interest. They are still moving around with their special assistants when they are reshuffled, moving from place to place. We have not improved our laws on fighting corruption. We have not. That is why, Sana, this brings me to a major intervention that we have decided to undertake.
Okay. Aside
the demonstration, aside the Shraj petition, we are very busy on this matter. Very, very busy. I have decided to sponsor a private members bill that is going to ban politicians, particularly ministers of state and politically exposed persons, from buying state assets.
State assets.
State assets. Land, hotels, restaurants,
bungalows.
Bungalows.
You can't buy it.
You cannot. I have seen how they've used loopholes from 16 years. When I said the Honorable Jacob Echebi Lamte cannot buy his bungalow, they use technicalities. Oh, he says that he would build apartments for nurses, so it's still really for the public good. As if the nurses will go and live there for free and will not pay rent to the Honorable Jacob Echebi Lamte. And you see, God bless Sofa Akufo. She delivered a minority judgment that she was one of 3 judges. And she predicted that this day will come. Let me read from that judgment. Just one paragraph. She predicted that they are losing an opportunity and that it will open the floodgates. This is what Sofa Akufo, JSC, as she was at the time, said. And at the time, she hadn't become Chief Justice yet. She said, firstly, I have become extremely concerned of late that in the handling of matters involving the interpretation and enforcement of our Constitution, there is a growing tendency for this court to become, in my view, unnecessarily ensnared by the particularities and specificities of the facts of the suit and the technicalities of the manner in which it has been pleaded. The big picture being constitutional interpretation and enforcement and its necessary legal impact not only on the individual parties to the suit, but more importantly, also on the generality of the Ghanaian citizenry for the present and the future. And the future, it seems to me, sometimes tends to become of secondary importance. In my humble view, it is incumbent on this court, where a matter comes before it by way of a writ invoking its original jurisdiction, to trawl through the pleadings in a quest to identify the core constitutional questions in issue, rather than just what the parties claim to be the matters in issue. In the instant matter, the real issue was unfortunately rather obfuscated. This is Sofa Akufo predicting what will happen. That they were opening the floodgates. So if Jake was allowed to buy his bungalow, why can't Bryan Acheampong be allowed to buy hotels? He's gone around, he's seen these hotels. He likes them. He's a minister of state. Jake took a bungalow. He's taking hotels. He's already bought one for cheap, below the valuation that was done at Kumasi Catering Guest House, now called the Grand Regency Hotel. Bought it for cheap in cedis, paying in installment against the agreement. Cheap. Why can't he add more?